What's up, everybody? This should be making it a little bit clearer. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I just finished putting a lockbox out here in Pflugerville, Texas. Now, here's my issue. A lot of people cry about taxes. They cry about, oh man, you know, gentrification. Listen, boo-boo, you knew you couldn't afford to stay in the city 10 years ago, right? Everybody knows the song from Stevie Wonder, living just enough for the city. Now, why am I bringing this up? I've been posting a lot of videos over at Instagram lately talking about, and you guys can see where I put the lockbox on in the beautiful area. I put it up in the videos. The key here is most people know they can't afford where they're staying, right? This isn't a surprise. You know, property taxes didn't just jump in your lap. Hey, Jamar, make sure you give me a respond to my email, Jamar. I think I responded to you and didn't get a response back. So a lot of times people are crying, the taxes are too high. The taxes are too high, Erica. And at the end of the day, we know the taxes are too high. I'm going to show you guys this neighborhood. And a lot of people got in this neighborhood, USDA, no money down, right? In the beginning, because it's so far out here. So I'm going to stop the car. I'm going to pan this house. And these are like $200,000 houses. Houses like these would be $500,000 in some areas up north. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna flip this camera around and show you guys where I'm at right now, because I'm your girl. I'm gonna hook y'all up. Let's see here. All right, they live. All right. Everybody seeing that? Pflugerville. Okay, everybody seeing? All right. Super nice walking trail. Super nice walking trail. You know, it's a big seller to have like a little pond here in Texas. And no, it's Nikki, baby. This is the actual neighborhood. This is a part of your neighborhood. Okay, so I flipped the camera off me so you guys can see some more of the neighborhood, but I'm literally getting up out of this bad boy because, you know, it's hot. I got my firearm with me and I don't want no drama. No drama, Obama. Okay, so anyway, long story short is, the reason I'm talking about this is someone said something, and when I said it to one of my white friends, they looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, yeah, you know, people always ask me about black people getting forced out of the city, and he was like, why would anybody say that? And at first I laughed, but it's the truth. No one's forcing you out of the city. You just can't afford to live there. And along the way, we have to upgrade our skills. We have to add more skills to our what we do, what we can provide. You know, we get paid for our services, not what we think we deserve, right? So I'm talking a lot of times on the phone with people in their 50s and 60s who never upgraded their services and can't figure out why more money isn't coming. Now, you may say, Erica, I'm a nurse. I'm a whatever. You know, I'm a manager at this particular food place. So what you have to decide is, okay, I'm only going to make a certain amount of money. So what does that mean? I have to be a good steward over my money. I have to manage my money or it will manage me. Oh, look at that one. That one's nice. Lockbox already. Oh, cool. All right, so I love the white limestone. Like, you guys don't understand. I was out here taking pictures because really I send these to my mom because she hates red brick, but she loves the white limestone brick. So anyway, point of the story is taxes are going to always increase. They just are. You know, your city government isn't going to get more Republican. They ain't going to change their mind and say, you know what we need to do? We need to give them a break. We need to give them a break on their taxes. Look at that beauty right there. I'm not a super fan of that pork, but I like it, right? So what happens is we have people complaining about things that are like life and death. Taxes are life and death. Now, why is this important? Because when you get a certain age, you're not going to be making any more money. You're going to be living. Oh yeah, Donnie Breeze, these houses are $1 million in New York. These houses, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, some of these houses over here start out at $200,000 before they, you know, like when you get the starter package where it's like very bare bones and inside. Now, of course, they're like 300, 350, 400,000 because the neighborhood's way more developed and your marketing is, don't you want your kid to go to school with kids over here? Look at this neighborhood. Now, see, this is going to be future development, of course, but it is one of those things where you're saying, I want to be proactive and not reactive. Now, what does that mean? Reactive is where people are like, gentrification, oh, the prices are going high. But you knew that. You knew that. That's reactive. Proactive is when I'm on these lives talking with you guys about people going where the USDA no money down loan is. And most people be like, well, Erica, that's way out there, Erica, you know, I don't want to live that far out. But at the end of the day, can you afford to live in the city? That's the true question. And a lot of people can't. You have to be proactive. So what are some ways to be proactive? People are going to say, Erica, I don't want to leave the city. I like the, you know, and I get it. Some of y'all are from up north, and you tell me you like, what do you call that? Public city transit? I don't even know what it's called. That's how foreign it is to me. It's like mass transit. Yeah, mass transit. That's the word. Some of you are like, Erica, I don't like driving cars. I like, you know, mass transit, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But if you're going to stay in the city, you need to be able to make money to afford to live in the city. And this is, you may think this is silly, but these areas out here, most of these guys work from home. 90% of these people work from home. I know I saw a garage. I wish I turned the camera on earlier. There was a garage. See that sign on this car? There was a garage earlier full of boxes. I already know homeboy is probably putting that stuff on Amazon. That's where that stuff is going. I already know. Like it's a no-brainer. That's where it's going. All right? So, again, you really have to like decide, do I want to live in this nice part of this area and build my sales funnel? Look at that farm over there. That farm folks sold most of their land for the money. Now look at that junk in the back though. Ton of junk in the back. That's just gross. But again, look at this home. I hate slanted driveways. That's a no for me, but I just want to show y'all this neighborhood. Because, and hit the like button please, I appreciate that. So again, the key here is you have to decide. Now, I was talking to somebody and he has $100,000 business. And what was funny is it's just him. And I remember we were in the mastermind and people in the group are like, why don't you hire somebody so you go make more money? And he was like, I'd make pretty darn good money. And that's true. $100,000 a year is good money. Is it a great business? Not always, because if your business gets cut in half, now you're down to 50, right? So really that's the key here is write the numbers that make sense to you, right? Even as I'm teaching my credit repair class to my students, I want them to realize the numbers is up to you. How many sales you make is up to you. It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. There's no way around. You have to sell. You have to sell. You have to be productive. You have to be proactive. And the problem is, and I'm going to be really honest, I'm here in Texas and I'm meeting a lot of African-American people who are crying about taxes, been here their whole life, don't have no degrees, don't have no certifications, just been bouncing from job to job. And I go, well, what was your plan, baby? That wasn't racism, baby. That was you. You need to have a plan. Your mama and daddy didn't help you because you ain't got no plan. Now, I don't want to make this a black or white thing because I'll tell you this right now. When I was at Papa John's, there were several Asian men in there. Several half Asian and then several Asian young guys who were kind of just drifting. They had a nice car with the rims on it, a BMW, and they're delivering pizzas with it. And I'm like, what in the Sam Hill is going on, right? Because that didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me. Okay, so it's not a black-white thing. It's honestly a generational thing. It's some of these people, parents are not educating them, right? So you can be a middle-class family and live over here, because I want you guys to notice the cars over here are not brand new. None of the cars over here are brand new. Please look in the video if you can see. I guess I need to slow down. The cars aren't brand new. These are 3 and 4 and 5 and 7-year-old cars. But see, the problem is everybody want to have new cars, don't got new car money, right? You can't do everything all at once, right? There's a blog by Paula Pants called Afford Anything. Now, the key here is you can afford anything. You just can't afford it all at one time, right? Does that make sense what I'm telling you? You just can't afford it all at one time. That's the only difference. So, anyway, you got to sometimes pay attention because these things are like mazes trying to get out of here. So, you have to figure out what's your goal this year. And for me, I think the easiest goal I can help people make is, how do I raise my income? Is it by doing an online business? Is it by doing some hustling on the side? Is it by doing several different techniques to get my income up? Because there are several people in the comments like, well, now this is where we get back to the ratchet. We left the beautiful, now we're back to the ratchet, baby. Now, nothing's wrong with these houses other than the fact they're just old, right? And these houses were built before those. And most of these people, now look over here in this neighborhood. Now, I'm not knocking these people, but most of these people in these old ass houses got brand new cars. Yard ain't looking the greatest, but they got a brand new Tahoe. They got a brand new Camaro. Now, but we left the neighborhood with the $400,000 houses. Guess what? Guess what? Old cars. So where are people putting their money? In cars. For sure. That's what they're doing. Putting dollars in cars. So, anyway, look at these brand new trucks over here. Old house. Brand new trucks. House yard looking raggedy. Brand new trucks. Brand new trucks. It cracks me up every time. So anyway, but these are the houses over here that you'll go inside and some of them will still have some gold on the ceiling fixtures, which drives me crazy. I'm like, y'all can change that gold out. You know what I mean? You can go to Home Depot and get you a fixture set. Now, anyway, receipts. LOL. Anyway, so the point of what I'm trying to encourage you guys is, one, it's either get the income up. Exactly. Flossing cars instead of fixing their house. See, this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. There's nothing wrong with those big old houses in the back, right? Like, there's going to be somebody in the comments, not y'all, but there's going to be somebody come along. I like this guy, like truck decoration. There's going to be somebody in the comments go, well, I don't need no big old house like that. I want a city and I don't want to live far out like this. Once you get a wife and some kids and you get a man cave and you can have barbecues over your house, that living in the city smashed in one room is just not the business. It's just not. It's just not cool. Even I have people I know who are moving to Detroit. They're not moving to downtown. They're moving to Detroit Metro. They moving further out, right? So I was actually looking at a house not this far out. Now I'm still a young person. You know, if you're a single young lady, you need to be where the young men's at. You know what I mean? So anyway, the area I was looking at, they were like, why would you move out there? I'm like, no money down, no money at closing. If I'm so bored out of my mind in a year, guess what I can do? Move right back into the city and rent the house out. People for some reason think you get a house and you got to live there your whole life. You stuck. And so some people won't even invest in themselves. Now look across the street, okay, to the right. There's a lot of, so these are also nicely built over here, but to the right, these are duplexes, right? See how nice those are? I think the camera angle is not good. I'm sorry, y'all. But if I could turn it, but I'm driving, it's duplexes, but they're brand new, right? And so the thing of it is there's a lot of men out here. Well, that's the funny part. Men have moved out here. Why? Because they're working in these rural areas. They're working for a lot of these companies out here, and they know, and I'm just going to be honest, there's a lot of hardworking blue collar 50 to 60K a year men out here, and they moved out early, right? When Austin started getting expensive, if they didn't roommate with a bunch of guys, they moved out to Round Rock and Pflugerville early. So some of these houses that you see, and it's just a bunch of trucks in the yard, it's just a man living there and his dogs, him and his dogs. It is not uncommon. So that's just something. Oh man, thanks, Donnie Breeze. What town is it you're touring? I'm thinking of moving to Houston, Dallas, come the new year. This right now is Pflugerville. It's a suburb of Round Rock, and Round Rock is a suburb of Austin, Texas. So what you have is a lot of people who can work from home living this far out, but other people who live this far out actually work in Round Rock. They don't work in Austin because that makes them have a 40-minute commute. There are some people, but not many, who drive the 40 minutes. Because of course at 5 o'clock, you know how crazy it is. Now also this Pflugerville, this is on the back side, because if I go to the right over here, when I turn on this, I really want to go get Jersey Mike's though. If you turn on the right over here, this over here is going towards Dale. Now this is Dale, the company on in Round Rock, but there's also a Dale location in Palmer. So again, kind of showing y'all around a suburb of a suburb. That's awesome. It really is. Like, so remember I did the video on Atlanta town, cityhood. So these towns are kind of being forced to be bigger and bigger and bigger because they don't want to be swallowed by Austin, and then Pflugerville didn't want to be swallowed by Round Rock, and then also a lot of historically there was 19 free towns from black people here. So some of these places you'll drive and you'll see a marker on the side of the road. I don't have a one near me, but you'll see a marker on the side of the road, and they keep the name of the town. And the people used to think, oh, is that German? Is that Hispanic? No, it'll be black. So Jollyville, Texas is one of those historically black towns, and of course it got ate up a long time ago. So you'll come here and there's like 3 or 4 Jollyville roads, and that's all. So this is the highway in between. So this is like, I'm gonna call this nowhere land, but this is where the cows graze, honestly. Like, the highway is what connects the outer edge, right? So I could have drove a different way and took you downtown and showed you all this other stuff, but I just want to get where I gotta go. So anyway, my point is, some women I've heard complain about living this far out, right? Because they would have to make new friends, they'd have to go to a new church, they'd have to connect with new people, you know, play dates with moms out here. But my thing is, I look at it as, if your husband has made enough money that you're in a brand new big old house and your kids get to go to a nice neighborhood school, honey, you should be grateful. You should shut your mouth and be grateful. But you know, people might get mad at me for saying that. But the key, I was going to do another show today, which I'm going to do it later, and it's talking about hedge funds. So there was a thing I was on, and everybody was yelling about Jay Morrison, right? Complaining about Tulsa real estate fund. I said, you know, there's over 20 plus black real estate funds out there. Black started, not black owned exclusively, but actually black owned, black started, right? And Charles Oakley, that's right, shut your mouth, be grateful. Charles, this is a beautiful area. Like, I don't know if you caught the video early, but this is a beautiful area. Like, rewind the video back, Charles, and see how nice those homes are. Those are nice homes for $300,000. Those are $1 million homes inside Austin, but out here they're $300,000. So if your husband pulls you out here and gets you a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home, huge backyard, you know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. So, and let me know if this camera angle bothers y'all. I'm just trying to show y'all some of Texas instead of just my face all the time, because that gets boring. Now, off to the right over here is apartments and townhomes. And I can't zoom in with this camera when it's on live like this, so I'm sorry. But you can see them off to the right. And off to the left, of course, you can't see over there. Same thing, right? If you are, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So the key here is, a lot of companies are moving to let people work remotely because of how many people are moving this far out, right? How many people are moving this far out and loving it? Loving it. So you can't see it off to my right, and I can't change the camera angle. But if you look to my right, there is a bunch of offices that have been created over here. Oops, let me get out of here. I'm gonna get on over, sorry. There's been a bunch of offices created out here. Why? So companies can have a smaller office, like just a little small. This over here is a Sears holding company that we just passed. And you guys, it's a huge building. It has like 1,000 workers in it. People always saying Sears is dying, but what you don't know about Sears is Sears owns over 250 different repair companies in the United States. So when you're on the phone with somebody, they're in one of those little offices right there. So, La Femme, there's a whole shopping center off to the right, off to the left, and the right, see in the camera angle, but there's a Target, a master huge Target. And that's what the mommies love, right? So it's a huge Target, a huge Dick's Sporting Good for the dads, a huge shopping area over there. We just didn't pass it, right? So like, if I'd have kept going straight, you would have saw it. And that's why I was talking about Jersey Mike's. Like, that is in that plaza, everything you can think of. Chili's, Buffalo Wild Wings, all kind of stuff's over there. So they don't even need to leave that area. Like, they pretty much can get their kids in the car, roll over there where I just went, and go. I mean, the school's brand new and huge. I mean, it's its own ecosystem. Yeah, no complaints. I mean, I'm really, like, I'm trying to explain to y'all how I'll meet women and they'll be complaining, and other women are like, are you for real? You live in a giant house. You live by a brand new school with brand new teachers in a brand new area. Like, be quiet, be grateful, right? Which everybody has their complaints in marriage and life, but that's a whole nother video, right? So the key, what I was talking about is, you gotta really know, do I need to increase my income or do I need to manage my funds? Because I was talking to this girl the other day and she made $75,000 a year, but guess what? She was debt free. She paid off her student loans. So she was like, Erica, I want to get a car, but I want to get a rental. I'm like, baby, you debt free. Do what you feel, right? Like, I don't want to be Susie Orman when you call me for your consults. I'm not Susie Orman here to tell y'all no. If you got your stuff straight and you're a young person and you want a car, go get that. Go get it, girl. Okay, you know what, Frankie, you're right. You can't say her hood rat. And the problem is, some of these women are coming from New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Canada, and yeah, even Canada. I met a lot of Canadians out here, and Alaskans. And I think it's a combination of missing their family and new area, right? Because I've actually talked to some of these people and their mom and dad like straight up moved out here. Like, missed the kids so much they moved out here. There's a young lady I follow on Facebook. Not only did her family leave Oakland, they couldn't afford to stay in LA anymore, so she went to Las Vegas. Her mom followed her to Las Vegas 3 months later. Now she wants to move to Houston, and everybody in the comments is roasting her because they're like, your poor mom is going to follow you to Houston. And she's like, I know. And it's like, your family is important. And when you're retired, if you don't have a husband, it's just you, your daughter, and your grandbabies. Even if you live separately from her, like, that's that woman's life. Unfortunately, that's that 60-year-old woman's life, is like, sadly, probably following her daughter to Houston. So a lot of people out here in Texas, when they get those big old houses like that, they do occasionally go ahead and bring the parents down here. Like, the parents move down the street in Pflugerville into a cheaper house, like a more retirement area. Now, you guys can't see it from here, but there's a big shopping plaza to my right. Huge. Like, it's across the street and on both sides, like Walmart's, Target's, everything. We're passing all of it. Can you see some in the edge? You probably can. But what does that mean about Texas? There's a lot of opportunity. So I don't want to hear people crying about taxes, because the taxes are coming. And figure it out. So you can either be, and I'm going to say this, I'm ugly, like, you can either be Hispanic or some older black guy living in downtown paying $40,000 a year in taxes, knowing you can't afford it, thinking you're going to cash out on some $1 million home. So either you're going to get behind in taxes and sell that house. Somebody's got to pay those taxes. Either the person that's buying the house from you, or your kids are losing out on some of the money they could make. But the problem is you guys are not investing that money to fix those properties downtown. So you lose them. Either one way or the other. You move voluntarily, or you have to move because you sell. And that's what's happening here in parts of Texas and parts of all the United States. And people get really upset. They're like, it's gentrification. There's no such thing. It's called fixing a neighborhood. A black person can do it. A white person can do it. Anybody can do it. What you're really talking about is taxes. Taxes are eating people up. Okay, mind over matter. If I had good parents, I would move them in with me, but I don't, so I'll keep my shit to myself. Wow, that's crazy. I'm from the South, and I know it's a big adjustment moving back down there from up north. Yeah, and so that's part of why I say some of these women are ungrateful, but I understand. Now, looking over here to the right, on the right-hand side, you see these giant warehouses. A lot of these places are going to house not just big companies, but some guys. There's one guy over there who's an FBA seller, and he's slowly pulling his stuff off of Amazon, and like, some of it is forced, some of it's not, and he's running traffic to his own website over there. And also the companies I was telling you about that do remote locations, that's one of them. So again, we're in a section called Pflugerville. Now this all used to be nothing back in the day, so it's something now, you know what I mean? So there's a giant movie theater and arcade system to my left. You can't see the camera angle, I apologize, but look at that, slabs of granite out there, just outside all day, every day. Slabs of granite. Like, can't even steal them, they're so big. It's Texas for you. Texas big. So part of the conversation, what I was trying to keep on track today is, later today I'll have a show. I don't know if I'll do it live or not, but I'm going to show 20 other black-owned hedge funds. And there's even an 18-year-old kid with a hedge fund. Now, why am I bringing it back to talking about hedge funds? Because many of you are like, Erica, the stock market might fall. It might crash, Erica. I don't want to invest in the stocks. I want to invest in something else. And so I'm going to show you how some of these hedge funds work and demystify what a hedge fund is. And that it's a collective of people putting money together, right? And you guys are really you're over mystifying. And the reason so many people are angry with Jay Morrison is, sadly, I think to get people's attention, he had to be like Grant Cardone, right? He had to be like over the top Grant Cardone style with his marketing, and people didn't like it. So that was the big complaint. Number two is, I'm sorry, this is ugly, a lot of Black and Hispanic people don't invest in hedge funds. So they were like, what is this? I'm giving you $500 and you're going to keep it for a year? Well, I'm sorry, honey, the average of these funds are like 3 and 5 years. Most of these people keep their money locked up for 3 or 5 years. And putting money together is a great thing, right? So mind over matter, yeah, Jay was being loud. He had to. People want to complain just to complain. Oh, they really do. Oh, yeah, Louisiana people stay in Louisiana. Like, I met so many people here who are like, I'm going back to Louisiana. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I see some of it. Most people are shopping online nowadays. Yes, Frankie. Good angle. Love Texas. What's up? There's so many of you. I am driving for my safety. I'm only scanning some of these. So that's up, Cam. Everybody, please like the video. That helps so much with the channel. It helps with the algorithm so that YouTube shows you that I'm on. What's up, Derek Bailey? Julia Brown. Yeah, there's something. Again, thank you, Dottie Bruce, for the super chat. There's something about being out there with a kid and a husband that to me is appealing. I don't care what they complain about. You're outside, you don't have to worry about your kid. It's a very insulated neighborhood. It's not like you're on top of the highway. You know, you have to think about the pros and cons and write them down daily. All this to my right is a shopping plaza. So I'm sorry I'm not being a good host. But all this to my right is a shopping plaza. Everything to my left is shopping plazas. It's big stores. It's huge. It's huge, as Donald Trump says. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, they're flossing these cars to the houses. Yeah, all that. Oh, yeah. That's right. Most millionaires don't have brand new cars. Listen, NY state sales tax, state tax is 9%. I think it's higher than that. That's true. It's true, Frank. Everybody doesn't come from a supportive background. So here's the thing. About so if you guys saw my video I uploaded on Instagram, I was talking about compound interest. Albert Einstein says either you understand compound interest and you earn it, or you don't understand it and you pay it. And so many of you will say, well, is Lending Club worth it? Is this or that worth it? And every time I'm looking at you with my mouth wide open because I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course it's worth it. You have to get 16-20% interest on your money because that is interest every single day, and inflation is eating your dollar alive. Now, there's an app called Stockpile where you can buy fractional shares. Now, I know you guys don't like stocks. I know you get on your nerves talking about stocks, but you literally can take a snap picture of your debit card. Take a picture of your debit card snap, money automatically transferred over if you with whatever amount you want to put in there. Right? And that's a big thing for people because what is a number one complaint people have about Robinhood app and all these apps is it takes a week. It takes a week for them to get my money. It takes 7 days for a transfer. It's driving me crazy, right? Because it takes so long. And that's why I recommend it for people who are looking for something to rent, right? Looking for ways to get in fractional share ownership. So, Monterey, thank you, man. Good host. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to be straight in the lines because the popo, you know, they're all over here. That's right. Renting a car in your company name can be good. Write off for taxes, that can be. I love Motif. Motif is very good. Now, Motif, I almost had to cuss them out because they wouldn't let me on. And then I went back and reapplied and they let me on. And I was like, what is the problem here, Motif? But it is good. It gives you a collection of stocks to invest in. Let you kind of be your own hedge fund, sort of. Exactly. 285 property. Exactly. So that's part of why I'm doing the video later because I feel like they're beating the legs off of poor Jay Morrison, and I'm like, there are 20 other companies out there that you don't even know their name, and because their marketing is just different, right? And you're beating the legs off this guy, and it's like, it's just because you don't know. You don't know. Yes, that was Albert Einstein. What up, Erica? I saw you on the O'Shea show the other day. Yeah, when I come on O'Shea, when I can, when they let me, it is a Fundrise is great. Cashmatic, we talk a lot about Fundrise on here. I mean, here's my thing. If I've got $100, my mindset is, how can I make that $100 get 18% interest? Which may not be a lot because it's only $100, but if I do that every single week, if I keep adding that up every single week, every single month, dude, in a year or two, you're balling. And that's why when people complain, I don't want to do taxes, I don't want to do stocks. You don't have to do stocks. There's so many options. There's so many choices out here. And this channel, what's funny is I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook like, why don't you post more on Facebook? I'm like, because I don't live in Facebook world. I live in YouTube world. And this guy was like, I was like, if you want to find out more about me, hit the channel. They go to my channel, they're like, man, I didn't know you had so much content. I'm like, yeah, because you got to get out of your bubble. If you stay on Facebook all day, you think that is the world. It is not the world. There's more world out here. There's other stuff. Who? What happened? Hold on, let me see. Somebody said something. Should you invest and pay off debts at the same time? You can, Cashmatic. You just have to write it down and figure out what works best for you, right? Like, if your debt is $1,000 and you just throw an extra 200 on it, in 5 months is over, right? It's done. 5 months is done. Or, you know, when people have, what happens is people, Dave works. Right? And does Frankie, me too, Erica Williams, however, Jermaine was whack off subject a bit. Well, Jermaine who? Are you talking about Jermaine that travels? Which Jermaine are you talking about? Oh, yeah. I mean, like, for sure. See, so here, Frankie, this my whole thing is, you can work at max, just to be honest. You can work 3 platforms, but you got to figure out how to work them differently. Like, I'm on Twitter, but I'm never on there. People be tagged me showing up over there. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Donald Trump made Twitter alive again, just to say it that way. It used to be Facebook, but when I realized Facebook was literally like not giving the traffic like it should, I just became disinterested and started focusing more on Instagram. And I'm not even focused. I actually pay a kid to do snippets of my videos. Like, I go look for my videos and I have over 1,300 videos. So I find a couple and I find some clips and I give them to him and he just makes magic happen, right? And I just post them and share them because each platform is different. So I think if you make Instagram work for you, like if you see Hood Estates, I talk about Hood Estates when it comes to the trucking class. I talk about Hood Estates when it comes to the elite group. It's amazing. A lot of people have bought properties in the elite group now. When it comes to Hood Estates, they're only on Instagram. They got 40,000 followers on Instagram. And so if you look at it, if 100 people always buy something, or 100 people invest in some of the rental properties you have, and buy, but you just need 1 or 2 people to buy, you know, a rental from you every year, or even 5. If every 2 months you sell a home via that link or get clients, that's all you need. There you go, Cam. My dad, rest in peace. Hey, my dad too. I lost my dad in college. Always told me, when you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to leave that room. Always, Cam. Always. That's number 1. That is why I pay for masterminds. That is why I pay for consulting. I literally just paid for a little group course, and they have a live training. That's why I'm so hard for me to focus on my own live training, because I'm still always training myself. And like, mostly what I've learned in all my training is I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do that for me. Like, that's mostly what I've learned. Like, when I watch the videos, or I'm in the live group, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do that for me because I'm busy. So it's one of those things. These trucks need to be off this highway. So one thing that pisses me off about Austin is a lot of these trucks are supposed to be on the 130, that road earlier, but they drive in the middle of the city because they got deliveries and they hold up all the traffic. Makes me angry. But that's what, oh, Jermaine on the O'Shea show. Oh my God, which one's Jermaine on the O'Shea show? Like, everybody goes by these names, their screen names, so I don't even know their real names. Oh, the guy who said all black women are rattlesnakes. Okay, so let's keep it clear. That guy is first generation African. So he's probably one of those African kids whose parents don't think they're black. And you guys know it's true. I know you guys get mad at me, but there's a lot of Africans, like Evelyn from the internet talks about it. A lot of African parents, first generation, they're like discouraging their kids from being around black people. And like, you know, complaining about the behavior and the clothes and all that stuff. So, I mean, even Lovey got in trouble because she was using a word to describe black people that in Africa means slave. And she was like, nah, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it like that. And Lovey has like over 100,000 or 200,000 subscribers and followers on Instagram. Like, she's got big name contracts with Ebony Magazine, all this stuff. And so I'm always very cautious of anybody in the American experience. Now, some can be woke, but not all. So I kind of ignored him because to me, I mean, look at him. Doesn't look like he walks much less. So I'm just saying. You already know, been the bartender. Kid. Cam, your father was a wise man. All right, make sure you guys put any questions you guys have. I'm basically just going to a food truck right now. And it's like 77, it's like 80 of y'all on here. So hit the like button. But definitely hit me up with your questions. What's up, Sweet James? Wish I had one. Thank you so much, Frankie. Girl, you know, here's the thing, Frankie. Most, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this not to distract from our conversation. Most black people get along just fine. Now, it's classism like any other thing. Out here in Texas, I will meet white people who will be friendly to me, see a Hispanic person and turn their nose up like they about to be sick. And you'll ask them, hey, what's up with that? They go, well, where I grew up, there was no black people. So I ain't got no problem with black people. But I don't like them Mexicans. And I mean, it's crazy to hear it, but that's legit what I see out here. Like, and the cool thing of it is like, if you're working, taking care of your biz, nobody cares. It's a classism thing, right? So it is one of those things. Been the bartender, it is what it is. Hey, it is what it is, Ben. Oh yeah, they do in DC. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, here's my thing. I'm telling y'all, and I told y'all this experience, and like, don't cry for me, don't be sad for me. I was in the hospital in North Carolina, and the African nurse is asking me these questions to fill out my paperwork, and I'm half drugged up. And I tell her my mom's full name and birthday. And she asked my dad, and I got a little emotional because it was near Christmas. My father died on Christmas Day in the Philippines. So she goes, do you even know your father? And I sat up in a half daze. Bitch, my dad died 12 years ago, right? Like, it was 11 last year when I said it. It was probably 10 when I was at the nurse office. But she like, and I said his name, and I said his birth date and everything, and she was like, oh, I apologize. But she was African, and the doctors were African, and majority of the nurses are African. So you're already dealing with a healthcare system that kind of ignores minority people, but then you have Africans who are really stepping it up in doctoring and nursing, and they don't care about you because they don't think they're black. So I'm always telling people, like, when Donald Trump and these people are talking about these minority groups, this dude just getting over my lane. These minority groups don't care about you. They care about their people. And it's a cultural thing, right? Like, in reality, we're all Americans, right? We're all Americans. So, dude, you better chill out now before I pew you out here. Anyway, you didn't see that. Anyway, so I'm glad the camera isn't facing me because I've been making hand signals at people, y'all. So, but that's the thing. When I was in that hospital, I was like, this woman has lost. So y'all want to see the homeless people? I'm so sorry. This sounds terrible. But these are all the homeless under the bridge. You know, it's hot. They shouldn't be out here. They're melting. And I feel bad for them. But, you know, 90% of the time, when I volunteered to help make resumes, a lot of the men had families. And you go, why don't you just go home? Oh, I'm not doing that. And you go, so you'd rather be homeless than ask for your family's forgiveness? Okay, cool. So, stop trucker hating. Lovey the Nigerian who natural hair. Yes, Frankie. And it's a very famous thing where it was right before, I think either before she put her book out or whenever, but people were dragging her on Twitter and all this other stuff that she used a word. She was like, she said it offhandedly, but she was using it to describe black people. And they were like, somebody in the comments is like, I'm from Africa. That word means slave. And so then like people just drug her in Twitter forever for like 72 hours. And this girl I know who's very famous in the modeling industry is like, I won't even speak to her because I know what she was saying. Because she's in the military. She's a model in the military, but she works with a lot of Africans. So do y'all see this truck? Look at this truck. This is y'all look at that. That liquid is leaking out of that bag. And the ladders and oh my goodness, oh goodness, this is a mess. Anyway, so yeah, that's who that is. What's up, Derek Lewis? What's up, Cam? They only like blacks who are Jamaican, Haitian, African. Oh yeah, or business owners. Like when that hospital, that same nurse, those people, my mom brought me my laptop and I'm typing. I'm like, I own my own business. All of them were a whole new African lady to me. Oh, you own your own business. Oh, well, you need some more water. You need some more, like just a whole new person. I'm like, so basically you treat other black people who don't own their own business like trash and talk to them like trash. Okay, cool. Now I know. Hit that like button, y'all. Exactly. These Mexicans and Asians. Well, the funny thing is, the Texas good old boys, that's how they sound, honestly. That's how they sound. Like you'll talk to them and they are not hiding their dislike. Like the funny thing is, even some of those people, they have a Hispanic cousin. They'll have, and like I asked this one guy, hey, why don't you talk to that really pretty tiny girl, right? Because there's different types of Hispanic, I'd say women and culture. Like you'll have second generation that they probably don't even speak Spanish and they go to UT and they went to college and they might marry somebody white. And then you got that first generation, they're probably still going to marry Hispanic. They're going to speak Spanish. And so I remember asking this guy why he didn't ask this girl out because they seem to be flirting really hard. And he was like, I don't have a problem with the beautiful girl. She's beautiful. It's all her cousins she's going to bring with her. And I laughed because it was funny. But I was like, oh, that's slightly racist. But that's the culture here, so. Dude, go. That's your go. Trying to get out of the Midwest. She's trying to get out, y'all. So this is where black people, y'all, used to, keyword used to. What a mess. It is a mess. Paul Mooney. I know Paul Mooney ought to, Paul Mooney has his moments where he's absolutely funny. Sadly, Paul Mooney is not as clear anymore. Somebody said he was kind of rambling in his last show. So, bro, I'm not even, OC12, I didn't mean to start the conversation like that to be like we shouldn't root for anybody else. We just need to be about our economics. Like, it's really a thing of classism in America at this point, right? If you're a black dude with money, you usually, I'm gonna say usually carefully, don't run into many problems. A lot of the black guys I meet here in Austin that are engineers making $100,000 a year, their only problem, and I'm not even gonna lie, is they be sitting home to their families. That's what they say. That's their only complaint. Like, my mom always asking for some money, and I be laughing because it's funny, but that's really their only complaint, right? Like, they're living a good life. They don't have any problems. They're, and not that, don't make money your god, but 90% of American problems can be excluded with a high paying job and some money. And I remember, I don't know if it's Glendon Cameron or who said it, but a lot of times these high skilled dudes, they have a shitty attitude because that's how they act at work. They know they have a very high skill and will be paid and will be compensated, and they ain't worried about it. Like, not even worried. Like, not worried about losing their job, not worried about pissing people off because they got a high level skill. So, man, it's 88 of y'all on here. Please hit that like button. Let's make our likes beautiful. The beautifuls. We're gonna find a park somewhere over here. Okay, dude. What are you doing, dude? Let's get out of the way. Thanks. Appreciate you. Goodness. Okay. That's where your girl will park. And I'll flip the camera back over because we done on the joyride. I thought y'all liked that. So, anyway. Oh, yeah. Please, Mark G, IG, and search Hood Estates. Also, if you're on my Instagram and you want to, like, go doing their courses, hit the links there. Or just, Some of y'all have already purchased the Elite. Just tell Packy and Sandy I sent you. Keep that going. Maurice Anderson, that's right. All right, Samuel McFadden said, what do you think is the best way to go for home loans with low cost or down payment? So, Samuel, what you need to do is go to a loan broker. Now, a loan broker is not just a bank, not just a loan office, but a loan broker, because what's going to happen is a mortgage broker is going to have a lot of different choices. Like, they'll have countless programs to choose from, different from where, if you're at one bank or you're at Bank of America, they only have these particular ones. A broker can choose from programs all over the country. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the best way to find. Pride is a mother. Yeah, it is. Minority means you are the group being oppressed, not by the number you have in population. Very true. Very true. What are you doing? What are you doing? Frankie is wild, yo. Frankie's like Midwest Pookie Ray Ray. Frankie, what are you? Wildin'. Bag of wine. Yeah. No, it looked like a bag of wine. It looked like cement bag rolling out there. It was terrible looking. Lakeisha Wilson, what steps should I take to get into real estate? It depends, Lakeisha. What kind of do you want to do? See, that's the biggest thing about real estate. There's so many avenues. Like when I was working in apartments, I thought I was living nice. And then I was like, I don't like this culture. I don't like this environment. I don't like telling people no, they can't get an apartment without giving them reasons. But you can't legally do so because of lawsuits, right? So I didn't like that. Then I got my real estate license and realized I don't like chasing people. I'm all about inbound sales, as you see with the video. You want to call me? You want to talk to me? Hit the links. Boom, inbound sales. And I realized on the other end, I want to be an investor. So for you, I would say the best thing to do is to read out of the top 3. The One Thing by Gary Keller. Number 2 is, oh, I don't have it in my card all neither. It's a book by Bigger Pockets. Go in Bigger Pockets and kind of see where do you want to fit in. Do you want to be on the construction? There's so many levels to it. Real estate's one of those things. Is like, are you going to be an agent? Are you going to be in the office? Loan officers are very much overlooked, and they make 100,000, 80 to 90, a lot of times. So there's so many choices. Lakeisha, you got to be more specific. Mark G, Hood Estates on the Instagram trucking course, or Mark G, hit my Instagram and give me that affiliate for hitting the Instagram trucking course. You know what I mean? Help your girl out. Your girl's always being nice to you and giving you the good info. I have a best friend who decided to be homeless. His family was begging him to move home. Now, I've met that here, where some people are like, I will make it work here in Texas, or I'll be sleeping in my car. I'm not going back home. And I salute them. Hey, it's happened to the best of us. It's happened. You don't plan it that way, but it has happened. Especially some of those guys that are in the oil field and truckers. They just have a permanent stuff to place with their stuff unless it's in storage. And then they kind of just roam. But I think that's when you don't have family. You're not anchored as much. There's even a couple on YouTube. I can't say their information yet because it's going to be a surprise to their watchers. But I talked to them this weekend, and they're selling everything. It's going to be their next months of shows. Is going to be them selling everything and getting on the road with a camper. So I can't announce it, but I might go to Houston, and you might see me do a video with them. John Hill, the taxes though. Oh, yep. Whoa! Mind Over Matter said, I met an African doctor a few years ago in the UK. She doesn't like the system. She said if people don't have money, the hospital should leave them outside to die. Damn, but you know that's the third world countries. That's what they would do in their country. They'd leave your ass outside. And here's the thing, in other countries, there's a collective, like, we care for our family that I think we miss in America. Like, everybody used to have one crazy family member that stayed at somebody's house who could control them. Now, this is when people had high marriages. This is when you had a strong uncle, strong brother, strong cousin that kept control of the crazy person, whether through medication or whatever. Now, because we don't have a lot of in-home fathers or in-home muscular strong men, some of these people have family members who are crazy and nobody's making them take their medicine, so then they're just on the street roaming, right? And there's a video I complained about the other day about a guy who got shot, and his children were upset that he got shot, and they want to sue the police. And then they dig through the files and they're like, wait a minute, your daddy's been homeless for 3 years. Why haven't none of you been taking care of him? You can't really sue for damages because you guys have not been taking care of him. You're only mad because you have to bury him. And I know that sounds harsh the way I'm saying it, but that's basically what it was. It was, the fact is that he was schizophrenic. He didn't take his medicine. They let him leave the house. They're like, whatever. And he's been homeless for 3 years. And as he was dying and kind of being drugged out of the hospital, the cops were not caring and shot him, right? Well, he was having an episode. What's the word? Episode? Yeah. So a lot of these people used to have a family member that if they had a psychotic break, someone knew about it. If they went missing, someone knew about it. We in a culture now where people go missing, nobody cares. This one girl here in Austin told me about her parents went looking for her brother because they couldn't get a hold of him on the phone, and he had lost his apartment. He's a little bit Asperger's or whatever, right? He lost his apartment. He was just kind of living in his car, and he didn't have a phone. He just went to work and slept in his car, and they were like, let us help you. So there's all kind of degrees of people who, I hate to say this, back in the day, they would be living at home anyway. They would be living in a local community where their family could at least check on them and be like, okay, he's still alive. So, my son married a Mexican girl. What's wrong with the Midwest? Yeah, you know, he is very old. Yes, it's always about classism. Like, let me tell you something. There was a year in Austin, and I've talked about it in multiple videos, where I got stopped 12 times. I had a different car. It was old. I bought it for cheap, and it had very dark tint on the windows. So it had that look of hood rat, is what I would say, right? Thuggish. And so every time police stop me, I go, hi, Erica Williams, I'm a realtor, blah, blah, blah. And they go, oh, okay. I'm like, why am I being stopped? Have a good day, Miss Williams, and give me my card and drive off. Now, I know what it was about. And, like, one of the officers, I actually talked to him later. He was like, well, the way you sound, the way you dressed. You're no danger to nobody. You just have one of those cars. Okay? So, classism is a big thing. Sweet James, that's kind of funny. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it is. It's a, I'll say this. I remember dating this guy, and he met my family. And he kind of said in the smart ass way, like, your family's better than my family. Your family works really hard. They have money. And he was white. And he knows. Like, his family is a bunch of bums. I don't know why I was dating that dude. I really don't. Don't even give me a lie. But I remember my family being like, ugh, where you find that poor white trash? Like, they didn't say that word because I know my family. But they had that implication of like, ooh, girl, do better. Right? So there is a classism in America. And people try to act like it's not there, but it is. John Hill, you know when it's streaming? February 31st. That's when it's streaming. Hi, Erica. Is it hard to invest in a rental property with other people with low credit? No, you just got to figure it out. Like, either you're the money, the expert, or the credit. Right? And you can always fix your credit. And you can always... I mean, I'll say this. If you get your LLC... your EIN number, your business bank account, and you're putting deposits in over a period of time, and you're doing other several steps, you can get business credit. You'll be fine. That's right. BiggerPiece.com. Real estate is a universe unto itself. Thank you, Dame Jr. Like, whenever people tell me, I'm like, where? It's such a big, massive thing. You have to be more precise. Inger Williams, still have not dumped my South Carolina property. Real estate resellers wasted my time. Oh, wow. Okay, you got it, Erica. Mark G. Thank you, 285 Property. Oh, I mean, here's the thing, Clintus. You will, the thing about this is, and I'll stand by this forever. If you meet a real estate agent who's been in real estate for 20 years and have no rental properties and no land, no other stuff, don't trust that mofo. Don't trust them, because they're not treating it like a business. They're treating it like a hustle. Straight up. Because anybody who's rubbing elbows in real estate, there's offers thrown around all day and night. All day and night. And if you're a serious agent, people will talk to you and be like, hey, I want to connect with you with this. I want to do this. Every day of the week. Every day of the week. you'll run into some kind of deal. That's why when I tell people I really don't understand when I meet agents who've been an agent for 15 years, have no retirement plan. Like, even if they bought one rental every 2 years, for the 20 years they've been in real estate, they'd have 10 houses and they'd be great. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It's like 100 of y'all on here right now. I'm thinking about starting a parking lot cleaning company. Where should you suggest I start? Find another company who's doing it, right? Now, what do I mean, Property Solutions? Find another company that you see at night, spraying the yard off, spraying stuff out. My cousin, Buster, he basically has a water, he had like a, what do you call them? Water pressure? Washing pressure machine? Pressure washer? Pressure washer. And he had contracts. He would just contact people. Good Lord, there's 135 of y'all in here. Hit that freaking like button. 140. Good Lord. So what he would do is he would contact companies and ask them about their janitorial services, who their contracts were. You just have to find companies that are doing it. Like, there's a couple guys here in Austin, black guys, who do all the car cleaning for like several car dealers, and they're only 24 and 25 years old. See, they were underpricing themselves at first. Now they're getting better. What's up, super chats? Love y'all. And so you got to figure out, one, who is your client, Property Solutions ATX, and how can you get to them? Two, also, like, what's the rate? What's the prices, right? The only reason I knew about the painting company is I was on the inside working in a property management office, and I knew how much to charge. I was a billings manager, so I snuck the information. And some of my friends to this day are like, I can't believe you did that. Who cares? I got the information. Get it. Joshua Hill. I saw an article Grant Cardone did last year saying in order to be a multimillionaire, you have to start with very high income. Do you find that to be true? Joshua Hill, here's the combination of the truth. A person, let's say, and I'm going to give an example of people I actually know, honestly. They're two teachers, and he had the GI Bill, what do you call it? The VA loan, first house, VA loan. But because of Austin and the increasing market, he was able to withdraw equity, and then they invested in a house. So yeah, they're teachers 10 years later, but they have 10 rentals. So technically on paper, they're millionaires, right? Like, technically on paper, when you do the math, they're millionaires. But that's the problem. Many people, they don't want to be an active participant in becoming a millionaire. They want to be an on-paper millionaire. They want to have $1 million in stocks in their 401k. But what they don't understand is, in order to have that, you have to have a high income to put away a percentage of money every year. So to me, the best way for a person who doesn't have high income is either buying one rental property a year or every other year when you save up the money, or two, having some small side business, right? Now, I don't mean a hustle. You can own a laundromat. You can own a tanning salon. There's a lot of things you can own off the side that are out there, right? Because if you go on we've done it on multiple videos here, is bizbuysell.com, where people are selling their franchises, people are selling their businesses. Sometimes they're doing seller financing. And a lot of times those guys had regular high-paying jobs, and then they had this business that they couldn't give enough attention to. So that happens. Lee Dennis says, when is the crypto stream coming? February 31st, everybody. February 31st. Build Detroit for cheap real estate. Yes, Mark G. We did several videos on that. Humanity is janky. 3 more years till her son turns 18 and she's out of there. Did my car have eyelashes on it? It didn't. It didn't, but it looked like... Yeah! Yes! That's what... Exactly. Yep. To police tents equal drug dealer / dope boy. And one time I kept leaving because I was a real estate agent, and on the weekends I would do leases. I would leave my ID all the time at the place. I keep forgetting. So I had a big giant printout of my ID on a piece of paper. And the cop looked at me, he's like, I'm like, I'm really a real estate agent. He was like, okay, have a good day. And went on about his way. So funny. What do you think about paying to fix your credit? Hello, yep. You may be new to the channel, but I do fix credit, but I try to fix credit for business owners or people who have a particular mission, because you gotta have a mission. If you don't have a mission, you'll lose track of your goals. Not the bullet hole stickers. Oh gosh. Erica, the janitors are downtown Detroit protesting for $15 an hour today. And here's the problem. I'm not upset with people protesting for $15 an hour. I'm not upset with that. What I'm sad for them is the fact that they don't realize that it's inflation that's eating their money. It's not that they're not working hard. It's not that they don't have good skills. It's inflation. Ounce 12. Erica, do you only work for yourself? Yes. So I have a Ounce 12. I have a painting like construction company. And on the other hand, I basically have this YouTube channel that funnels a lot of sales when it comes to credit repair, when it comes to not just credit repair, but credit repair, investing in a group like Todd Capital and a couple other groups. So a lot of my living now is off this income from this stream. Unlike most YouTubers, I make about $9 grand a month from sales and services. Hence why YouTube probably is shrinking some of my reach on people. So right now it's about 100 of y'all. It was earlier, it was 150. So hit the like. I think we've had like 300 people come in and out. So thank you, Ben the bartender. Thank you, Cam, for getting on top of those messages. Thank you so much. No, Sweet James, you can do a wholesale deal if you want it. So Sweet James asked, if I buy a property, do I have to rebuild it and all that to flip it? No, not necessarily. A lot of people don't understand is you could literally just get a property and realize it's too much work for you and find a little margin squeeze and sell it maybe for $5 grand more than what you bought it for and walk away. Because some people don't want to do the work. So Mark G, classism is a little bit different than that, right? Classism, Mark G is saying, so classism is you'll have certain white people out here who don't hang out with other white people, but they don't mean they don't hang out with white people. They don't hang out with poor white trash, or they don't hang out with blue collar white people. They only hang out with these type of white people. Same thing like the Asians here. There are Asians who work in restaurants who don't hang out with Asians who are engineers. They know each other, but they ain't really hanging out like that. That's what I mean about classism. Some people are in certain circles. Like my church, I didn't. Good Lord, Cam, Ben the bartender, thank you for being on. The trolls is like out of control today. What is going on in the comments? So, the thing of it is like my church. To be honest, I'm kind of in between two churches, but the one church I've been at for years, everybody in there, a lot of women stay home. A lot of the husbands are making 120, 150,000 a year in software, engineering, that kind of thing. And so, like, a lot of the things that are funny to me is that our church sends 30, 40 kids over to Africa all the time. And I'm like, we're paying $60,000, $70,000 to send all these kids. We could just take that money and invest here in Austin, right? And there's been some members of the church who complain that way. And so guess what happens? We do take some of that money and invest in the city of Austin. We invest in this place that stops abortion. We invest in this place that's like a kid daycare in the black side of town. We do a lot of those things, but and a lot of the members, I'm just going to say it, have adopted black kids from Africa. And they be like, Erica, what do I do with their hair? Like one lady just walked up to me, what do I do with this girl's hair? And I'm like, a miracle. That's what you do to it, because it needs a miracle. And so I understand that I'm putting myself in a place of where most people don't understand. Like when people complain, like when I was talking to somebody, I was saying, well, most, Americans, 66% of all jobs only pay $20 an hour or less. People were like, how do people live, right? Because there's some of them who freely say, well, I make $55 an hour with no shame, no hold bars in his mouth about it, which was funny. So this black guy probably thinks I'm weird because I'm in here talking to this camera. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being on here and blocking these weirdos today, because they're like out of control. Yeah, anybody saying something about floss or dance, like, please, like, delete those messages. Ben the bartender and Cam. Thank you. I have no idea what's going on in this chat. So crazy. Good. It's wild in here. Play games. Hello. Oh my God. You guys are wild today. Whoa. O'Shea. Duke Jackson. $100 super chat. Polish money. Thank you so much, O'Shea. I'm about to roll out of here. It's been an hour. I don't want to do y'all like that. Plus, who is all these people? Hit the like button before you leave. We've had like 150 people at one point, and we had 84 likes. We're at $100 Polish money plus some more money. You guys are amazing. Okay, I don't know who all this spam bots is. It's crazy. A lot of spam. Somebody else sent some Polish money. Holy crap. It is like spam hour in here. Thank you guys. Thank you, Cam Cam. Thank you, Ben the Bartender. This is crazy. Whoa, we got spammed out today. I guess they realize this is not where spam lives. We got, Luke, Ken the Bartender and Cam Cam are on it today. I'm literally just scrolling through block spam. Inger Williams, do you have an RV investment? You mean like RV homes? I don't, but I would love to have an RV park. I really would. What's up, Renita Barnes? I know, John Hill. What is up with the French people? Mind over matter. You look and sound like Harvard graduate. That's what police let you go. You know, they be tripping. I know, anti-gravity. The trolls. John Hill said, how much would I have to pay for you to do a crypto stream? John, are you going to be on there hosting it with me? You let me know. Ingrid, what's the first step after found chapter 7? Don't foul it. After you found chapter 7, you need to really assess, was it financial, or what was the reasons you are in the situation you are in, honestly, before you apply for anything. Thank you so much, Apple Mac. I know, Cam Cam, it was crazy. Trolls need to drop a super chat. Somebody did from Poland drop a super chat for $2. I don't know. And it said something about dancing. Exactly, Miss Monet. Even if they protest for $15 an hour, it won't make sense. Thank you, Mike Levin. Cam Cam, there are trolling armies that coordinate together to troll. I see. This shows the channel is trending and is going to blow up even more. Bam! Thank you, Cam Cam. That's the quote of the day. Mind over matter. Get a man from the church like you got 2 churches to choose from. Right? Like, there's a reason people go to that church, right? Like, all the people are... There's a Google Map streetcar going around, y'all. I'm going to be on Google. Anyway, hey, Ebony Hayes, question. Black churches have billions of dollars that aren't... Why aren't they setting up small business loans for their communities instead of buying private jets? So here's my thing, anti-gravity. I don't go to hood rat black churches. I don't go to pimp preachers churches. I don't go to sketchy churches. If your church is in the middle of the hood and there's not like an outreach program or food program or backpack program, I don't know what you're doing. So to start you there, I don't attend those places. All my life, being honest, I've attended either mixed churches or white churches. Military kid, military family. We lived in Alaska. We lived in Tennessee. We lived in Alabama. So 90% of the people, when black people tell me this black church experience, I don't know what they're talking about. And here's what my other thing is. And this will apply also to Joel Osteen, which they hate here in Texas, unfortunately. Even if you're giving your 10% to the pastor, you need to be focused on your 10% you're putting in your savings account. And that's just facts. Instead of like crying and protesting about the pastor and what is the pastor doing with the money, focus on your 10%. That's really the problem. And honestly, in Texas, a majority of churches here, anti-gravity, have Dave Ramsey program, teaching people about saving money, getting retirement. So when I meet these people with these bad hood rat stories of the black church, I'm like, where are you going and why are you at a pimp preacher church? That's my problem with that. Dang, John. Cam, thank you for all that knowledge. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Hey, what's up? Sketch 1001. Sketch 1. Hello, Erica. I'm glad I found your videos from O'Shea. I just signed up for Litany Club and next song, the $25 a day being a self-banker. Yes. Yes. Apple Mac. Hardly anybody make 20 hour in New Orleans. Damn. That hurts. Dang, my engineer telling me that is a troll bot. Someone with hacking skills sent that. I just want to thank you. Thank Cam, thank Apple Mac, thank everybody who's a moderator in here. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate that. I have arrived to learn and fight trolls. Thank you so much. Oh, no. Charles Wu doesn't sponsor a damn thing here. This is the Erica Williams channel. I'm completely sponsored by me. You do see why I don't do channels with others anymore. I'll say that and leave it there. Some hater came hard today. Probably a class of jerks. Oh, Shay, do I fix credit for regular? I do. Own 12. I do fix credit for everybody at this point. Again, you hit the links. The links are always below. Or you hit the links. Cam can put it in there if you could. Erica, Shantae Williams, that one. You can hit that one. But the links are always in the description if you need to. See you later, my peeps. Thanks, Frankie. I'm leaving out of here, too. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Hello from San Diego, Tony Brown. Can you elaborate more on loan brokers, Jamar? Jamar, it's just a loan broker. It's just, I've had the guy on the show. You can go check back in the old shows. Kareem from New York. He can do brokering across 50 states and be your loan guy. But all it does is they can find all types of programs. So thank you, Cam, for putting that there. Oh, you thought that was a compliment. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Cam, why has he got a dollar sign hanging out his mouth? Okay. 500K in medical bills. Woo, girl, that's a lot of HIPAA letters right there. That might be a little bit more than regular cost. But Ingrid, go ahead and hit the links and let me know. What is Polish money? Jerry Westbrook's O'Shea Dew Jackson actually lives in Poland. He's in medical school in Poland, and that's what he did today. He gave $100 in Polish money. Thank you, O'Shea. Cam, not today, Satan. I would like to see you flip a house. You might be able to see that quite soon. So I'm actually going to go to Detroit. Let me not tell all my business. Anyway, the fact is there'll be a place I'm going to go, and y'all can see some of the work on the ground up on a property I built. So we'll be quiet. Can't tell you everything. Pimp preachers, that's what they are. Those churches are a scam. I'm always at a church where they're transparent. They tell you where the money's going, how much the preacher's paid, how much the staff's paid. Like all the churches I go to that people may not like, the mega churches where they got a staff, they got an organization. I don't like dysfunction. So I ain't got time for that. Been the bartender. I'm in line at the bank and the trolls popped up. Thank you so much. Oh, Donnie Breeze. Hey, Donnie Breeze, keep in touch. Let me know if you're still there Sunday. I think we might be canceling it, honestly. I think they're moving it to October because there's so many other mastermind retreats we've signed up to teach. Like, I know for right now, I can't give y'all the link yet, but if you are coming to FidCon in Orlando, 26th through the 30th, I will be there, and I will be there with several awesome people from the elite group. So that's a little secret, not out yet though. So, but if any of you want to hang in Orlando, Florida, October 26th through 30th, hit me up. Cam, compile them. Yes. Church is a business. That's right. Can't stand Joel Osteen for his reaction after Hardy. That's just me though. Yeah. I really don't know because there's a lot of not transparency there. So I'm not going to answer that one out loud, RM. I just don't know. Well, Anchor Garvey, it's really unfortunate you went to a really bad church experience. Every church I've been to, we've donated to the poor. We've donated to people's hospital care. We've paid for, right now, the Catholic charities. I hate the Catholic Church, but hate's a strong word. Let me apologize. But the Catholic charities part of the church, they pay people's rent here in Austin, mostly black people and Hispanic people. They pay for babies at hospital care. They do a lot around. The hospital I went to, Seton Hospital, when I had my emergency appendix surgery, was $46,000. They waived it because the Catholic Church waived so many emergency surgeries because it's so expensive. So say what you will about the Catholic Church. Say what you will about churches. They do good. They do billions of dollars in good every year. So I won't let you talk bad about them. We had to move it, JT. We had to move it. The Dallas date. We had to move it. No, you don't need a business license, but you can get a business bank account. That's very true, Cam Cam. That would be an excellent plan. Preacher's federal credit. 285 property, you tripping. Well, mind over matter, do what you can with it. Apple Mac. Cam was like, blocking the trolls. They did. They had to put in some work today. I thank you guys so much. Okay, so it's going on an hour, 15 minutes. So let's roll this out. Harold Jackson, can you email me an investment that gives 18+%? I have 100K. Well, if you have 100K, you can go grab a consult, or you can grab the Erica's Smartphone Millionaire book on Amazon, and it will tell you where you can get that money at, Harold. Man, did you pay for the Jay Morrison wedding? I just watched clips from Andre, them getting crazy. Tyrone Craft, how do I vet information? I take action. This is a very important question, and I'm going to have to roll out. Tyrone Craft said, a lot of misinformation out here. How do I vet information? I actually take a piece of information and I apply it. So if I'm telling you about Lending Club, the reason I knew Lending Club had changed its entry level is because over 100 of you on here said you went to Lending Club and they had to make you do $1,000 to get in, right? So I say go to Prosper. And so that's how I know when people are actually taking action. So if you're listening to all this information and you don't ever take any action, then you're like, I don't know which one's right. But if you take a bit of action I told you or somebody told you, and then you go call, make a phone call, or do something, then you will know that. So. Tax lien course does give you 18%. Thank you so much. Au revoir, les trolls. I couldn't even do the French halfway. Au revoir. Au revoir, les trolls. Anyway, all right, you guys. I got to go. I got to get some late lunch. But you guys have been amazing. It's been a fun day. Thank you so much for coming on the channel. Super fun times. I will do the hedge fund video later. It may not be live. It may be. So, congrats, John Hill. John Hill, you can only come on here and harass me about cryptocurrencies if you're willing to do a live show with me. Then I will do it. So, all right, everybody. This is Erica, Classic Climb Club. Thank you, O'Shea. Thank you, Ben the Bartender. Thank you, Cam Cam. You guys were excellent today. Thank you, Apple Mac. Thank you, everybody who gave a donation. Amazing day, you guys. Later.